Ooh, ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da, see it. Wake up and rise, open your eyes. It's breakfast with the Thomases, the ultimate prize. Mental Wellness Monday, work it out Wednesday, pay it forward Friday, we'll season the day. Digital finance, harmony of love, serving food to what those two, rising every day at Eastern on P2G TV. Breakfast with the Thomases, come eat with me.
P2G presents Black Girls in Web3 podcast. Hosted by Wanda Suero, also known as Salty Coffee, Dazzle Daniels, also known as Dazzle D, and myself, El Ruby Thomas, known as Miss Ruby, Crypto Queen of Harlem, y'all. Tune in weekly as we strive to educate and elevate our community's financial literacy. We bring you professional and expert speakers, share insights from our personal wealth journeys, and introduce workshops and resources to empower you. Join us every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern on youtube.com at P2G Networks TV for an hour of Black Girl Power, where we're shaping the future of finance in Web3. Peace and see you then.
Look at this.
Okay, all right, okay. How y'all doing out there?
Before we get started, we want to say Grand Rising, everybody, and welcome to Breakfast with the Thomases. It really is Breakfast with the Thomases today.
Yes.
I'm your girl, Ruby T, and this is Mr. Thomas.
How do? I'm the only guy in this spot today, y'all.
Here, what up? I'm the BK BRUJA Laughs, and I'm also here today with you guys, and I'm glad to be hanging out for breakfast because a girl's hangry.
I ain't mad at you. Today, we are doing something ultimately different, but majorly appreciated. You all know that P2G has had some long-standing friends, and I mean, just our allies, the people who helped build this and build us from up to keep this going. It has been for the last 7 years. We've had valuable members of our community, and some of them we had to say goodbye to, but never forever. And they've left a mark.
Legacy.
And there is, when I say no, not just a legacy, they left a mark where our lives have been changed, and we cannot just let them go without showing homage and paying homage to the work that they've done, the love that they've given, and the community they built while they were here. And one of the most important members of our community was our currently ancestor, Sister Teresa Scott. Honey, woo! That's the love. Today, now I'm going to bring this down some for now, just a minute, because we're going to tell y'all where we're going. All right? Today, at Work It Out Wednesday, we have the beautiful BK BRUJA here, one of the members of the Black Girls in Web3, one of the members of pretty much member of all of our platforms.
Everybody, I was going to say, y'all just adopted me at this point.
Black Girls, Web3, you name it, she a part of it, and we doing our thing. We have many different members that are part of it, and we wanted to make sure we gave us a chance to show her love. We lost Miss Teresa last year, just before Halloween, an awesome day, by the way. And she transitioned to her next destination and her next position in life to be our ancestor and to guide us to continue loving on us from the space that we always give love to. And today is her day. So we were just decided to go through a little bit of some clips from Miss T. Okay, I hope y'all will bear with us and kind of take a look and see who this great, amazing. And she's not just a senior. Man, I don't know why she kept calling herself a senior, because she ain't act like one. She was definitely not in the activity of a senior.
No.
So let's get our talk on, and we're gonna talk about. She'll bring it out, and we'll share some of the stuff that made Miss T probably the youngest member of our group. Let's get it popping, y'all. All right. So we're going to put this up and we're going to stay in the room for you and just kind of watch and stop it. And I hope you guys just can be with us. Some of y'all will have a moment. Now, one of the rules of the game is if you find yourself a little triggered by this, we totally understand. Please reach out. One of the things I keep close is my phone. Resources to support. It can be a little bit, unnerving because Miss T is so much to so many people. So y'all reach out. That was one of the most biggest things that we had to remember. I could remember is that you could always call her and she knows she could always call you. So let's get it popping. All right.
Once again, a beautiful Friday night with the most beautiful ladies in the spot. You here with T2G and Black Girls in Web 3. I'm one of your hosts, Miss L. Ruby Thomas, also known as Miss Ruby. But I got some black chicks up in this house today. Today we got Miss Dazzle D in the house. Give them some loving, baby.
Listen.
I love it. That's what's up. And we got some BK BRUJA loves. Come on, baby.
Here.
Okay. And we got a special guest today. Normally, she out here interviewing folks. But we got her in the house and we gonna work with her today. Because we got Miss T up in here. Go on, Miss T, give them some of your love, girl.
Peace and blessing, everyone. I am 66, Teresa Lorraine Scott, and I'm 66, and I'm looking like a 66-year-old today. But
okay.
Don't let me fool you.
I gotta get some headphones on because I want to hear y'all a little better.
Don't let this look fool you because I'm a firecracker.
Gotta get that sound on.
I'm definitely a firecracker.
Oh.
Yes. But I'm matching. See, I got black and orange on. Y'all like to match. Got that from my grandmother knew. She liked to have pink shoes, pink hat, pink dress, pink stockings.
There's something about that Brooklyn swag, though. You know how that goes.
No, I'm from Harlem. I was born in Harlem. I just have to live in Queens right now, but I'm Harlem all the way, 108th Street, Manhattan Avenue.
Okay, well, it's still New York swag. It's still
I know
New
we
York
got the New York swag,
so it still counts.
New York swag. They love to dress and match and all that kind of stuff, Yes, we do. I'm ready.
I just want to ask, what was for that moment? I mean, for real, she was repping Harlem for real. That is something about New Yorkers. We love where we live, y'all.
Yes, we do. And I was just gonna say, she's always been one to represent. Because I know, like, she's from Harlem. She always talked about her Harlem days, and also Far Rock. Shout out to the Far Rock people. But the Far Rock way, she'd be like, "I'm from the Far Rock," and just like she says, firecracker, right? I think she was one of those elders that truly mastered what it is to live life on your terms.
Yes.
And able to show up and embody that, and I think. Right. That's what I'm going to take from these lessons and things that are showing up. And just even these, I feel like she's giving us cliff notes, even in the past, and looking at some of this now, it's like, there's a lot of cliff notes that you have embodied in those moments that are going to help us through this next journey. Right. And this energy of remembering our elders. Cause I think we've gotten away from what that process and that cycle looks like when the life cycle ends.
Yes.
How to remember those ancestors. And so I think, Miss T definitely left her mark, but just to be able to have been able to even go back to see this, right? Or even have recordings of this.
Oh my God. And there's so many.
So valuable.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I just know when I met Miss T, she was a hot mess from the jump. She was a hot mess.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, she said, don't get it twisted. Don't let this big sister fool you. I still got it. Sexy as it can be. Met her right up here in Harlem on 116th Street, and she just let it rip. And I'm sitting there like, I need to know my place because she's my elder. And I'm like, she's like, no, just keep it 100. And I'm like, okay, got you. But she didn't care. She was what she was is what you saw, and You couldn't take anything from it, and
That's
you couldn't
right.
put anything to it.
That's right.
That was an amazing woman who had a heart for the world. Gave, introduced, put people in the same place where they needed to be.
That's true. That's true.
She was the ultimate networker. She was the ultimate networker.
She really was. And I'm gonna be honest, till today, we're still making connections with her connections in the community. People who knew T, who knew Miss Teresa, or some of us called her Tisa. She used to love that name. Now, we're gonna play this a little bit more. I'm gonna play a little more.
Y'all look so pretty today. Everybody got their little Daz with her blue, her red hat on, and Miss BRUJA with her.
Remember for the headscarf. Why nobody wanted to tell me I could have kept my scarf on my head? I came outside.
We are all covered up. That's true.
Right.
I know it's wrap up Wednesday. Is it wrap up Wednesday? No, today's Thursday. Next time, let me know when it's wrap up Wednesday on a Thursday.
It's our Friday. It's our Friday, baby. Don't worry about it. But baby, let me tell you a little something. We all snazzed up because we came prepared.
Thank you.
Shouldn't we be dressed up? Shouldn't we be?
Yes, we should be.
Show some style.
We should have some champagne glasses.
Oh, don't start
some wine or something, you know.
What I tell y'all about that drinking on scene?
Yeah.
That's after. Well, today we're gonna we had a chance to kind of get to know. It's a kind of get to know you with our Black girls in Web3. I'm trying to tell you, we out here, y'all. We've been busy, all of us. Y'all know we got projects.
Yes, I have.
But we're not too busy to be in each other's lives. And that's what I'm really excited about. So we get to present to you our sister from her own perception of herself. So we got some questions. You mind if we answer some questions, Mama? Okay. I'm excited. So I'm not going to go first this time because y'all always got me going first. Today, we have a special newbie to our family. We have the beautiful BK BRUJA Labs.
Hey, BK.
And you know I'm down with that because that's a sister from the city. That's what I'm talking about. We out here repping BK.
Brooklyn in the house.
That's what's up. So with that being said, I gotta let you know we're gonna let our girl. She's gonna let her jump in and let you get a little taste of what she like. Let's go.
Well, no pressure. But thank you. Welcome. So, as a BK BRUJA Labs, I am the newest on the set, I'll say, and I would just say gratitude for just having me and just the overall platform you're building, the community that's building from this. And so, just being able to, one, bring that energy together. And as we know, divine feminine energy is becoming more powerful in these higher timelines. So why not commemorate and celebrate that and also come together and build and strengthen those connections and networks that are building. So it's just an honor to have you, Miss Teresa, and just all that you've done in the community as a elder in our community. And I think that's such a thing that we are missing these days. So acknowledging and giving honor and flowers to our elders who are paving the way for us, but also still spicy, still young at heart, still kicking and still moving and still grooving because you show us how to move through our journey as divine feminines. And so with that being said, Miss Teresa, tell us just where you're from, some of the things you do, and what do you do like for fun? I know you always out here doing things in the community, but what's something that gives Miss Teresa in her joy?
Well, I love music. I love to listen to music, all kind of music. If I'm in the mood for gospel music, if I'm in the mood for jazz, I actually like classical music. Like I used to go to a library. I used to work at a library, so I didn't know the words of what like they speak. I forgot what language they speak in, but I read the words on the audio, and I was like, oh shoot, they saying some powerful stuff. So I started listening to the classical music because of that. So the library got a lot of stuff in y'all. Y'all missing out the library. When y'all don't go to the library, you're missing out. It's not just books. It's CDs, it's magazines, it's people, it's everything. So I love all kind of music. The thing that I really love to entertain is I like hanging out with people. Sometimes my family, but sometimes I like hanging out with people that I haven't really been around with. I can't wait that I can hang out with y'all. Because I'm always with y'all video. On these kind of platforms, but not actually in person. To hug y'all. y'all hug me, we hang out, have some little drinks, some little gummies, different things like that, whatever that we might plan on doing. So
you know the gummy
I like stuff like that. I like advocacy. I love advocating for people, and I'm actually creating a system to get paid for doing it. Some stuff I do pro bono, but now you're gonna have to pay me to do it now because
that's right.
I've given and I've sold in the communities, and now it's time, to if you want my gifts and talents, then
that's right.
you have to consult with me because I'm worthy of I'm worthy of the honor. If we can't don't have the money, then you can we can barter, but it's got to be equal to what I'm giving you. That's for sure. I love a bottom system. My son told me that I love a bottom system. So I'm in the process of bartering some work right now for some people. So, and I'm writing and I'm creating an NDA agreement too. Like we can't say you can't talk about my business. I can't talk about your business.
Okay, and on that, look at what I'm talking about. You see what I'm talking about? Miss T. Oh,
resources extraordinaire.
Miss T. Now I know the BK BRUJA will be back in. We were having a couple of technical difficulties, but she talked about advocacy. She talked about her time spent with people. We got to meet her. I got to meet her on a few occasions. I was really grateful because we live in, unlike most people that are in the P2G programming, we have a very few select folks that are here in the city, and it's like I didn't select them; God did. That's how I say it. God brought them to our program and brought us to the same space in the same place. Because you know how they say a prophet cannot be successful in their own town. But I'm grateful that we were able to find one another. And finding Miss T was so amazing. It was such a blessing, and it has been a continued blessing. One that just keeps growing. It's
Miss T was that woman. Miss T was that woman you really had to just sit down, take a moment, and just be with her because she drops nuggets. Nuggets just fall out of her because of what she wants. She always wants to advocate for you, and she really wants to know what's going on with you. Don't come talk to her and give her any side-eye conversation about everything's fine. She reads right through that.
Yeah,
she reads right through it. Everything is fine in a hot minute. She'll tell you, okay, you're either gonna tell me why you're here, why you really here, so we can really talk. And she, even when I met her, she said to me, we can really talk no matter what it is. And no judgment.
Talk to me.
Just talk to me. And she had her own children that she, gave that same range of conversation to. So they don't come at me like, I don't know who you are. I know who you are, and I know who you're being. And if it ain't working for you, maybe there's something we need to talk about. Let's lay it down on Front Street so we can actually get something accomplished.
Not only that, I'm just saying, this is a I remember T. Does anybody? I hope y'all remember her telling you about a bikini beach party.
Oh Lord, do I remember that party?
A bikini beach party. If anybody knows Miss T, she is not petite. Miss T, when we met her, first day I met her at the library downtown. We both have a fascination and a love for books, for learning, and especially the new library setup. So we go into the main branch in Lower Manhattan to meet up. It was phenomenal. I went early to make sure that she had, she was in a wheelchair. She had a wheelchair at the time, and her home health aide came with us. Came with her to bring her. We spent time on the outside deck of the top of the library on 40th Street and 5th Avenue. I want to tell you, I showed up an hour early because Miss T was coming, and I made sure that we had a place to sit where we could enjoy the sun and the weather and everything. We just talking about Miss. So our sister's back. We're talking about meeting Miss T. And I was telling them about meeting her. First time I met her, we actually set up an appointment to meet at the library in Manhattan on 40th Street. We was on that top deck where they got that the only place you could eat in a library. Just remember that. because it's on the top deck. It's got a little cafeteria, the whole nine. And when we get up there, she got a little wheelchair, and we was just chilling out. Child had such a good time. You would think we grown up and we grew up together, and that woman was older than I am. She grew up a whole nother a couple of decades older than me. Baby, let me tell you, it was like meeting family. It was, and the thing about technology today, a phone call used to bring you closer. So let's talk about it. It was first, you had the letter. You send a letter, you get a word of somebody's actual feelings on paper. Then we had the telegraph, kind of a message, a little bit of a message sent to you. Then we could hear people on the phone. Briefly, because y'all know Mama wasn't paying all that much money for that, especially not long distance.
10 cents a click.
So the fact of the matter is we went from being able to hear to now we can see. We can see the expression on each other's face. We can actually judge sincerity from it. Y'all get that? It's one of the reasons why I teach cyber safety. This is one of the biggest things I teach people, identify. You should see somebody. But what got me was never, ever, ever has it ever, any of that surpassed the ability to, like Miss T just said, put your arms around somebody. Say, taking a breath with them. And get to see and how they feel. And she was, she wasn't putting on no airs for nobody, y'all.
Not at all. Not at all.
That woman walked down the block, said hi to everybody. We was in Lower Manhattan. She didn't care what color you were, where you came from. How you doing, baby? You all right? What you doing? Hello, sir. And she made herself heard and seen.
And I think that's why her rites of passage to the elder realm was she fulfilled her life purpose, right? Because I think one of the things that this life teaches us is how to show up in unconditional love. Mm-hmm. And what does it mean to embody unconditional love? Because when you unconditionally love, that means you have love for people that you would normally say you hate, or people that are different from you, or things that, the things that keep us in separation. You look past those things and you can, like you said, can say hello to everybody.
Yes.
Can hug a person and really embrace them and be there and be in that moment. And when someone says, how are you? They genuinely pause to know, how are you?
Yeah. That's not just a passing. So that wasn't hello. That was, how are you? It's big. I'm fine. No. Fine is not a way of being. How are you? And really interested. This is Miss T. Oh my gosh, she was like the mayor. I ain't gonna lie. She invited us. So she invited us to an event, which is sad. She moved out the neighborhood years ago. I'm still in the neighborhood and don't know what's going down, apparently. She invited me to something up the block from where I lived. I didn't know what was happening. But she still go to church.
Yep. Here. And not only that, she's the reason why I was able to go to like The View and some other shows, because she's like, girl, I'm gonna put you onto this listing, and you can, and it's like a whole old ladies club. Yeah. Where there's women that travel to like do talk shows in New York City and sit in the studio audience. And she, very well connected, knew how to network, and was a part of the community. And I think that speaks to what it is to become and embody the elder aspect of the life cycle, because when you become an elder, you're now a resource. And we've gotten such a disconnect from our youth and our elders being able to share and co-mingle in these spaces. I'm hearing so many conversations about the elders and the young generation, like having arguments and, oh, well, when your generation was doing this and y'all got all this access, like literally arguing over labels and generational timelines. Yeah. When the reality is you have such a resource of knowledge and life experience.
Right in front of you.
And literally can be at a place where you don't care anymore about what people think or people pleasing, all these things. You are in a space where you literally are raw and uncut. And I think Miss Teresa was definitely that embodiment of raw, unfiltered, uncut. I'm an elder, and there were so many things that I feel like as an elder, she still would live in her inner child. She would show up in that inner child and push herself to try new things, use her imagination. I remember the bikini.
Oh boy. So I'm having a feeling that we are dealing with some power here. Y'all get that?
I think Mr. Teresa.
Our technology is trying to break down on us.
I think Teresa's trying to get a spot on stage.
What?
I think
you don't think so? What? This is powerful. Oh my gosh. Oh my Lord. Ginger, it's okay. You can unmute though. This is insane. Honey, that's what happens when you start speaking up the elders. You start pulling the power in there. Here. They are with you. They are with us right now. Miss T, God bless you, baby. We hope that we are doing you justice here. But you know what? Let's take a look. Let's get a little more. We're gonna get some wisdom from T today. We're gonna get some wisdom from Miss T today.
That's another thing I learned. Creating contracts is important. Make sure you got a contract. Yeah,
So, Ms. Teresa, I'm just going to ask a follow-up question to that because you talked about entrepreneurship and business and advocacy. Just in your journey, how do you feel the transition from just over time, being maybe working a job and then now moving into transitioning into this entrepreneurial or navigating this? Has this been something you always done? Is this something that you had to make a shift from? What was that like for you? What was that career journey for you?
Well, I used to do babysitting and stuff like that when I was younger. I did I was, a domestic worker. I took care of people's houses. I took care of people. Like I did a living one time and I had to do everything for her. She was like totally bedridden. She was my best friend's mother. And she gave me hell that day. I was like, let me tell you one thing. Your daughter paid me and you gonna get your behind clean. She was like, who you talking about? I said, you. I trim yourself over here so I can clean you up. And when her daughter came, she was like, girl, you got my mother. You got my, yeah, because that's right. Like, I believe, like, my mother trained me that if I hire you, if somebody hires me, then you do the best work. You don't have behind do work. That's different between now. Some people, they don't care what they do. I've always had that stand-up. I got to give, the best work possible. So I work for a lot of people. I work for Jewish people. I work for a Jewish agency. I worked for Sears one time. I got fired from Sears because I worked for Sears doing very well. And because I was like, when you get hired, when new companies come, they have affirmative action where they got to hire a certain amount of people. So what they did was that they hired all these black people, right? And all of a sudden, like they just started firing people. So I was like, why the hell they firing people? So I've always been like on like the advocacy, but I didn't really know. I didn't really tap in until I got older. But I've always been about black folks' rights majority of my life because that's my mother worked with the Black Panthers, and so she worked with a program at Columbia College called SEEP, so it was very much black. So she was very much pro, and so like I be trying to watch like My Dreams, and she's like, why you got that white stuff on my teeth? I'll tell you about that. But I just love Jeannie because Jeannie could just blink her eyes and she be someplace else. So I just want to be like Jeannie. Like I want to be Witch and Jeannie. I would click my eyes and go someplace and be there and come back home. So I've always like, my mind always been far. Like I always was. So I worked a lot of different jobs. So it was cool.
I love it. Don't we all wish we could just blink our eyes and just be somewhere else? She was really a woman. I remember growing up like that. I remember being in a space where, she brought us back to our roots. And that's what I love. She never left her roots. She's a woman who is in her elder years and her foundation is what took her to where she is. And she's sharing that with us through all of this. Mm-hmm. She shared it as her life, not as her words. Because you got a lot of so-called elders that will talk, but they've never walked the walk.
And her ability and her ability to just female empowerment. I don't know if you heard what she said about the friend's mother and her being a live-in, and she talked about her own upbringing with her mother and what her mother instilled in her, and that's female empowerment, right? That is that divine lineage of rites of passage. Mm-hmm. Show up for your sister. Show up for the mothers of the world.
Right.
No matter what there is to deal with them. Because unfortunately,
that's another form of unconditional love, because like she said this woman's a living, and she's like, no, I'm not doing it. She said, listen, your daughter paid me.
Exactly.
She paid me. I'm gonna do my
Yes,
job.
exactly
To my best abilities.
I'm here to take care of you, whether you like it or not. You know what I'm saying? And for your best, because that's what
I gotta admit, I know I've had many seniors in my life who have had need for caretakers, and the person that you choose to put your family with has to have a heart for people. Not only a heart for people, but a dedication that goes beyond just going to work. Teresa
is being a job, right?
I had my mom for a while, and my mom was also a caretaker. So I mean, when I spoke to Teresa, she pretty much emulated my mother, who was a caretaker for 13, 14 years, and she had a senior lady that lived up in, forgive me, I believe the street was called the Reimer up in the Bronx. And that was in the back of the boonies. My mom used to get up early in the morning.
I remember picking her up from that
and
job.
Going to this woman.
And his mother wasn't like, this is not when she was younger. No. This is when she was in her upper age.
And my mom.
And this is dedication. That's that dedication to nurturing.
Woman, but she was a dedicated woman. Her word was her word.
Exactly.
The lady had a problem where she couldn't get anybody. My mom got out of bed and said, come get me. I got to go see my patient. I said, Mom, you don't work today. I know. I got to go see my patient anyway.
Yeah.
My mom stayed 2 days.
And the relationships that they would build with families when you were a caretaker for someone else. I mean, it's so different now, because now it's like this profession and it's like once removed. But these people spend like their whole day with your family member, right? They're there giving a specific type of care. And so there has to be some type of connection and some type of familiarity and even trust, right? Because I ain't letting just anybody wash my ass, excuse my French, but
thank you.
Ain't nobody just gonna come in, hey, come on, turn over. And I mean, even when you were in the hospital and women who ever had a baby, or if you're in the stages of having a kid and going to the hospital, that whole, you feel modest about your body and just who you are. So to know that you had a elder who was empowering you to feel comfortable enough and trustworthy enough from just the moment she walked in. I mean, her presence alone.
Yes.
Carries you.
Yes. So, and you just knew, okay, I'm in good hands. I ain't got to worry.
Exactly. And for me, it's the other way. With her, it's like it was both ways. And used to get me.
What's that?
She would always point out that I seemed like more of a mom to her. She was, because one of the things that I'm very protective of when it comes to what we teach, we're teaching all ages. And when it comes to my seniors, my elderly, one, respect. You're always going to show respect. Two, you always give them patience. Show patience. But you also make sure you remind them you believe in them. Because for some odd reason, as people age, it seemed that a lot of them lost confidence in themselves and their abilities. So I was always, okay, no problem, no judgment, even gentle correction. Because I'm not coming out at Miss T like, yo, that's wrong, you wrong. Nah. Because she did let me know, though. That's the one thing I love about this woman. I said, queens need queens to shape them. You need a queen, someone with that queen mentality that'll come to you and say, I did not like how you did that. I love you, but we're gonna talk about this. And to be in a conversation for healing. Not in a conversation just to be arguing. That woman said,
and I think that also speaks to her nature too, as her zodiac sign as a Cancer, because Cancers, if you know, they rule the moon. They're very nurturing. The energy was in her body. Yeah, she's a Cancer. Oh yeah, and Cancers don't forget nothing either, right? Like, don't go to that one birthday party where they made mac and cheese for 25 people and you didn't show up. They're gonna talk about you to the heavens and earth. And I remember having a conversation with Miss Teresa about just zodiac signs. And I remember asking her, well, what are you? And she's like, I'm a Cancer. I said, oh. So you hold on to the past like it's nobody's business. She said, you're damn right. And I'm going to remember that time you ain't come. And I said, oh, you're true to Cancer nature.
So what I have, now let me tell you, one of the funny things about that is I used to have conversations where I said, okay, now, while I don't want you to forget, we're going to need you to forgive so you could get somewhere. Because she would be like, and today, I said, okay, God, ask a question. What can we do with that? Because she was like, I said, I'm not taking it away from you. Because it happened. But I want to ask you, what do you want from that? And it had been one conversations about her relationship with her sister. I said, if you could remember what she did, forgive her for it, and decide what you want to have with her, that was more important. Could you do it? She's like, for a minute, she was like, I don't know. I said, well, you know why? Because I see her spirit that way. Now, I'm not a psychic, but she didn't know that's the kind of
watch your words, because
I can't say that. You're right.
Psychic ability. I'm gonna just say
intuition.
I'm just saying, my intuition. And not only that, Teresa put. See, if you put that off to me, and I said, I think I'm just passing this on to your sister. You give me such grace in your life, and I'm not always easy to deal with. And I ain't gonna lie. This is just coming from me, the student mentor situation. I'm not an easy mentor. I believe in you. I believe in you strong. When it comes to all my students, especially Miss T, I have been so proud the way she took this on and how she would observe and correct self and be like, oh, I didn't see that. I'm like, whoa. She was the ideal student.
Hello, and don't forget published author.
And thank you. That right there, I was like, Miss T published before me. I wasn't sure how I felt like that.
I'm gonna tell you, same. But she said, and I said, wait, you published your book already? Because it was funny because there were certain people when we met, the group that we met through, and this was during the COVID times, because we know COVID really did give a chance for people to cross paths with people that they would normally not cross paths with because the world had to stop. And so we had to figure out, well, how do we interact with each other? How do we still communicate? How do we still do our jobs when the world is telling us to stop right now? Like, we can't do this. And Miss Teresa, I remember it was a call one day. We were on like a Zoom call, and it was like a mastermind group. And someone else talked about this in her other, like one of the other groups she was in. And I just remember somebody had got up, just like, hey, good morning, everybody. Grand Rise. Like, well, how are you doing? What's going on with you? How somebody be like, man, this type of night I had, and this is what's going on, like explaining it. And I just remember Miss Teresa coming off like mute, like, hold on. Ain't nobody, it's too fucking early in the morning for that. I don't want to hear this SIHT. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, you could at least gave me a disclaimer because I ain't even had my coffee yet. And it was just like, just so spot on to the energy of what other people were also feeling in the room. But Miss T was never afraid to say it and show up and say, I ain't got time for that. No, we're not doing that today. Right. And like I said, published author, 60 plus. Some people give up at 25. Oh, I didn't meet the mark. 60 plus years old, and she became a published author. There's never a limit to your life. And I think that's the biggest thing she taught us. And that's why when I reflect back on Miss Teresa Scott and how she moved, she really fulfilled her divine purpose. She literally worked through all of those virtues: grace, resilience, right? Being able to have faith and hope, even when the world is telling you, forget it, you're done off. Just live out your last days until it's time to go.
And she
Now,
didn't do none of that.
Not at all.
Now, I want you guys, I'm going to share some things that people who, if you hadn't met her, she was, she had physical ailments. Miss Teresa was not she wasn't well for few decades of her life, which is why when she said to me about a bikini beach party birthday, I was like,
I'm mad I missed that. And if y'all decide to do it again,
girl,
I'm gonna put on a bikini.
I'm trying to tell you, Miss T showed up in a bikini, y'all.
Sarong, but bikini.
I'm just letting you know she was not joking, and she had it on the beach in Far Rockaway. We rocked out big time. The funny thing is she had it in like a little, I guess one of those little beach, those boardwalk cabanas that they created where they have the thing, and she just had the whole family, a lot of her family and friends from the community come together. All we did was sit on the bench, put up a little table with the food and all of that. We brought a little something, they brought a lot of something, and across from us, she didn't even have to play music, girl. They had a live band in a restaurant right in front of us on the boardwalk.
Yes, indeed.
The whole time, rocking out, family, the whole nine. I said, wait a minute. People was coming through getting something to eat, going out to play. I was like,
that's so cool. And I remember her talking about this because the conversation about wearing a bikini came up. We were having a conversation. I don't know if it was either on Black Girls in Web3 or if it was some other time.
Probably Web3. Yep.
She talked about, I never wore a bikini before, and I was always conscious, and it's like, and I'm at this big old age, and I'm thinking to myself, why did I never put on a bikini? Like,
yes.
Who am I really afraid of, and what do I care about? I don't even give a damn what people feel. And she said that, and I remember her saying, I'm gonna go ahead and get me a 2-piece, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put it on and just go ahead and embrace me. And I remember her saying that, and she fulfilled. She walked it like she talked it, and that's why I think that was why my connection to Miss Teresa, and just even her talking about, just always encouraging me with the psychic abilities and the spirituality and keep going.
Exactly.
She was very much someone who, if you're walking in something and you enjoy doing it and you embody the spirit and this is your gift, she was going to motivate and encourage you to keep going.
Amen.
And I think that came from her own lived experience of not having that support and not having people to believe in you when she was going through her journey. And she told me, for me, it's full circle, because if I see you succeed, then that means I'm succeeding as well.
Exactly.
And so
it doesn't take away from anything from anyone.
I'm getting goosebumps as I said that. I'm gonna mute for a minute.
We were just saying all this back and forth, and that's kind of where it's like all the stuff that's happening to our streams and all of this stuff. It's happening only because the energy is here. The ancestors are in the house. They with us right now. She's right in this space. She's loving what we're up to. And you know what? Somewhere the message is a little powerful, a little too powerful. And you know what? It's okay.
And there's also principalities that never want the truth to be out right now, because to keep people in bondage and in control, and this system of institutionalized systems is what they want for us to do. And I think it's so great that we've had these moments where we truly saw someone that said, hey, I'm going to live life on life's terms. I don't give a damn what it looks like outside. I don't give a damn what you're saying. I don't give a damn about nothing but what I know to be truth, and embody that unconditional love and show up for others.
It was meant for you. That's right.
Yes. And so I just look at her life as a reflection, but I also think it's important to remember our ancestors, right? Because the life cycle is real. And I don't think we do a good job of preparing ourselves for the fact that one day we're going to leave this earth. And I thank the ancestors I've had before me. I mean, aunts and uncles and family, grandparents, and just even family friends who, some of them had terminal illnesses, and they knew they were, that the doctor's like, you got 3 months to live. And it's like, oh, I got 3 months to live. Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna just live my life the way I want to. If I'm gonna die in 3 months, I might as well live how I want to, and then live for 13 years.
Yep. Thank you.
3 months turned into 13 years.
Thank you. Because we never freaking know. So you gotta do this while you can. Teresa, and it's so funny because we did talk to her about before. We were traveling at that time. And we talked to her before leaving, and she was letting me know. She says, okay, Ruby, she says, I'm not feeling so hot. I said, oh, okay. Because and this is what kind of got to me, to find out that she has. Because during the whole time that I met her, she'd been kind of in and out, up and down. But then you understand when someone deals with a life, a life illness, it's kind of what happens.
Yep.
She never lived like it was not going to happen. She told us, life is, you get one life to live. Do it how you're going to do it.
She lived it as a beacon.
Yes, she did.
She lived her life as a beacon. No matter when, how, or what she was doing, you knew that you were taken care of. And I remember we went to our house one day, and we were talking with her, and she was sharing about one of her family members. I'm not going to go into detail. But she said, they went their way. I never moved. They went their way. I watched them while they were doing what they were doing, and I told them, "I'll be here when you're ready." And funny enough, she said we had spoken to her, and she said that particular individual came back just before.
Yeah, they reconnected.
They put things in order, and I gotta believe sometimes people hold on or stay on because there's an incomplete space that has to be closed. The circle has to be closed before you can go on to the next spot. Exactly. And I don't know if that was her circle, but I know good and well when she left, she closed the door on many people's circle that actually have now who have completed complete life.
Yeah, it's complete for them.
It's complete.
And that's huge, because a lot of us live our lives incomplete, not knowing, wondering in the life we're currently living. And most of us we won't take responsibility for that. You close the door. You can close the gap anytime.
Mm-hmm.
You can close that gap. It's for you. It's within your power to decide how this ends or how this continues. So I think, and it's so weird because she may not have realized it. She was one of the reasons why I'm kind of dealing with a similar situation in my life, and she helped me to heal through some of that and learn that, okay, life is going to be what life is going to do. But my question is where are you going to be when they show up? Back up. Are you going to be broken down? You're going to be turned down? You're going to be torn apart, angry, what have you? Or are you going to be able to come in? It's going to come back. It's going to deal powerfully because you have dealt with it. And I said, you know what? You ain't never lie. I got a lot of stuff to do. This cannot hold me down. I have to be who I'm going to be for these people, regardless of how they are. Mm-hmm. That's why I told her, I said, that's where that conversation came from. Because we had that discussion, and then she found herself having that moment. I said, wait. Talk to me, T. Can we do it this way? What would you do then? Back her own words. And it was like, this is something so the relationship that T created in each person probably was something that they didn't get a whole lot of in other people in their lives. She was a sister, an auntie, a mama, a grandma, a cousin.
No, she wasn't none of that. She was a whole mirror for you. She was a whole mirror. When you looked at her, you saw you. And she made sure that you didn't leave without seeing who you really were. And being empowered by who you see in the mirror. And that's the only way I saw Miss T, as a mirror.
You did.
Yeah.
Well, what I want to do, I forgot. See, I lost my train of thought. Oh wow! We are coming to the end of this segment, but not the end of the program. Do stick around because the second half of this reel will be coming through. We'll be doing some reels from Miss T. And for those who would like to share in the commemoration, we have some videos that you can always share them with us. I will be reposting. This will be put up in a metaverse memoriam for Miss T. P2G, unfortunately, has quite a memorial space. We have some very valuable members that have gone on after doing the great work. And Miss T, we give love to today. This is a tribute to Miss Teresa L. Scott, the love of our lives and a P2G star. We have, I know the BK BRUJA is trying her best to get back in here because we want to give the proper love and affection to her. We have one last small clip to share, and then we're gonna go out. But please know to come back in, stay in, because the next broadcast that comes through will be the sharing of P2G's memories. We're gonna have a few clips that will be set up that we have been set up for this day.
I just can't say any more other than she moved on wheels, but she moved the world in drive all the time. There was no reverse. Just forward thinking, forward movement.
Yes, thank you.
And I want you guys to know, if any of you ever knew Miss Teresa, you were blessed beyond measure because she made sure that you knew you were something special in the world, and no one can ever take that from you because it was yours all the time. You were that special, and that's what that's what she gave me. That's what she knows. She gave that to many other people. And funny thing is, it's just really moving when you think about a woman like that. I remember one of the last times we caught up with her, and it was back on 116th Street at an event. She came in there. She got there bright and early, stayed the entire time from beginning to end. She opened. It was like she opened the event and then turned around and closed the event. I'm like, wait a minute, you're not even the fun. She's like, yeah, but I said I'd be here. And I told people I'd be here, and I called them and said, I'm here, where are you?
That's right.
So she made it her personal business when she said she was going to be there, to be there before you got there. So you had a reception that was worthy of you taking the time to come out. So salute to you, Miss T.
Yes.
Salute. Glad to have known you. Glad to have known I was able to break with you.
Yes.
And just be in that space.
These are the important things in life. We're going to try to give a second to let the BK Bruja come back in, because we want to make sure that final words are by the people who loved her. If you love Miss T and you want to do this whole thing, we can put up a whatever. This is commemorative, it's memorial, and you can post it up. We'll make sure we take a copy of it and place it with this information in the virtual. We'll be putting it in the metaverse memorial for P2G. And I just want you guys to realize something. Life is short. It's changing fast, constantly. So live it as best you can. No regrets. Don't hold back. Say what you got to say now. Don't regret it.
Mm-hmm.
And just be. Be willing to be. It's not like you can change it.
No,
when I say change it, meaning you can change your life and be whatever life you want to. But you can't change those facts that you can change it. That's what you can't change, is that you are empowered.
You are the one.
Yeah.
If you know the matrix, you're it.
Yeah. So, it's so funny because I have, we were talking about how many videos and shows she's been on, talk shows, videos, podcasts, and just so much to pull from.
She's been in so many different groups.
Yeah.
People, when the Bruja was on, she was in 2 other cohorts that she was familiar with Miss T.
Yeah. Where she met her.
Then Miss T had this other group of, I guess it was an early morning wake up. I never remember the name of this thing. But
Wake Up Everybody.
Wake Up Everybody. And I always say wake up something.
Yeah, one of her best friends, Miss D, Zakiel. Not Zakiel, I'm sorry, Miss D. There's a few Miss D's in my life. But Miss D was her roommate, and I'm going to be really honest. It's Z Talib Bey. I also have to give her love and just pay homage to Miss Z, because of the fact that she was her roommate. She was a dedicated friend, someone whose story is that Miss T did the same in her life. She saved her. They saved each other. And they were each other's friends. I mean, real. When you think of the embodiment of the word friend, that's who they were for each other. And you know what?
Beautiful.
I'm glad she had someone who was close by. We all need someone to be accountable for us in our proximity.
Yep.
So with that, we want to give you much love. I guess my girl is not going to be able to make it on. She does have an appointment coming up. I want to make sure she's able to get to what she has to. Thank you to the BK Bruja. Thank you to Black Girls in Web 3 for every bit of the love you and the camaraderie and the friendship and the sisterhood that you put together to create what we've created together. More to come. More to come.
Yeah, without a doubt, it's coming.
Oh, there's more to come. Don't get it twisted. Because what Miss T started with us is not over. Her message is always keep going. So with that, I want to just share our final clip. And Mr. Thomas, don't be weirded out. We thank you. That beautiful smile, that golden smile, never to be forgotten. All right. One more time. Okay. With much love and affection, we say thank you for being with us for this homage. And don't forget, there's a second part to it. So let's get it going. Peace.
Ooh, ba-da-da-da-da. See ya. Wake up and rise, open your eyes. It's breakfast with the Thomases, the ultimate prize. Mental Wellness Monday.